Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Subject I've kind of been avoiding, but I think I need to get into it a little bit uh, because it affects what I like to do. Right? Uh, I love to tournament fish. Anybody that knows me knows I absolutely love tournament fishing. Uh, and the BFLs, I enjoy greatly fishing the BFLs. There's becoming a problem though across all of fishing, and it's co-anglers. You know, uh, I wouldn't say a problem. I guess that's the wrong word to say. Problem. The problem is enough co-anglers. Let's put it that way. Which I know is tough. I've done the co-angler thing. I've been in the back of the boat through the ABA teams, or not ABA teams, the ABA tournaments. I fished as a co-angler. The was that Bassmaster Weekend Series. ABA Bassmaster Weekend Series, I fished as a co-angler for a year. I fished the Bass Opens as a co-angler for a year. I don't think I did the BFLs as a co-angler because I didn't like some of the rules that they had at the time. That was back during the MLF or BFL. Dadgummit. That was back during the FLW time frame. I did fish as a boater, I think, in one, but like I said, I didn't like some of the rules that they had, so I didn't fish it very much. I mainly focused on ABA and BASS. But anyway, BASS has done away with co-anglers in opens this year. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? You know, there's ups, downs, a lot of different opinions out there. My opinion is I think it's a great having a co-angler back there. I know when I fish my club tournaments, you'll see I normally don't have a co-angler. I do prefer to fish by myself, but in my opinion, in the bigger tournaments where more money's involved, you've seen the stories over and over and over again. People cheating, putting weights in fish, people, all kinds of stuff. So as far as the perfect world to get around that, in my opinion, is having a co-angler in a boat. Now, is it 100% foolproof? Nothing's 100% foolproof, but it keeps honesty and integrity there. So I think it's a good thing to have a co-angler. With that, on the flip side, though, I know co-anglers have an issue with boaters using live scope. I know it. It is what it is, right? I fully understand it. It's hard to fish behind somebody that's out in the middle of the lake staring at their screen, pinging a minnow. I get it. I understand that side too. That you paid your money, you want a chance at fishing for, I don't know, actual fish. It may not be beating a bank. It could be out ledge fishing and things like that. There's different things that can be done, but I do understand the issue of fishing with somebody who's pinging a minnow. That is tough. That's part of the draw of it, luck of the draw. When I fished co-angler, I fished with some guys that really knew what the hell they were doing. And then I also got in a boat with some guys that came down from Missouri or Illinois or all over that have never seen Kentucky Lake before, but decided to fish as a boater. So that's tough to get in the back of the boat with. You're in a boat with a guy that doesn't know how to ledge fish, doesn't know where ledges are, doesn't really want to listen to the co-angler, and it's tough. I get it, but I think for the benefit of the sport, for the best of the sport, that co-anglers are a really good thing. That's what I believe, and I hate to see that we're losing that element out of fishing. What's the correct answer? I don't have it. I don't know. I have live on my boat. I actually have Lowrance Active Target. I do use it. I don't go out and ping a minnow with it. I don't do it. But I do use it to find brush piles and things like that. I use it for crappie fishing. I do use it for bass fishing, out on the ledge, looking on the ledge to, I do use it for that. I don't go out there pinging a minnow with it though. I know that there's guys that do, and they've based their whole career on that, and they're good at it. And props to them. It is a tool, in my opinion. It's a tool to be used. Might as well use it, right? It is a tool to be used. Use it to the best of your ability. So, you know, as far as for the co-angler, in my opinion, I think they should allow the co-angler on the front deck. If the boater's pinging a minnow, the co-angler should be allowed to come up on the front deck and see the same stuff, in my opinion. Uh, what I do in my boat sometimes, if I do have my live on, uh, I take this backdraft and I set it over to active target so the co-angler can see what I'm looking at and have somewhat of an idea where he may want to aim, you know. So I try to do that to help him out. A lot of people don't, and I don't know. I guess it goes back. I'm kind of old fashioned that way. That I'm courteous to my co-angler. I like to see my co-angler catch fish too. You know, maybe that goes back to my days of guiding. I don't know, but I like to see my co-angler catch fish. I like to put them on fish, just like I like to catch them myself. But with that, I've also had a co-angler outfish me out the back, catching the bigger fish, and I get the little dinks. So I understand both sides of the story. Hey, I've put my work in. I've went out. I found these fish, and now my co-angler's catching them, and I'm not. Kind of like the luck of the draw. That's the luck of the cast. I mean, it sucks. Yes, it sucks. But is it really fair to block your co-angler completely out? It's not really fair to him. He paid his money to fish, just like we did as boaters. you know, but did he pay as much? No, he didn't pay as much, which I do like the fact that they went down to a 3 fish limit for the co-anglers. I think that is very, very smart. Very smart. It's going to help a lot of co-anglers out, I believe. I've always felt that it should be that way, a 3 fish limit for the co-angler, because it is tougher to fish behind somebody, especially if you get in the boat with somebody that's done some practice, been out there, found some fish, knows how they need to set up on a bank or set up on a ledge or a stump field, a grass line, knows which cast they need to make, about where the bite came from. Those are important things to learn during practice. So, just to randomly hop in the back of a boat with somebody and not have a clue, it's tough on the co-angler. I get it. My advice to co-anglers are, try to roll with the punches. Keep fishing. Stay, if you like doing it, a lot of the co-anglers I've had, they do it because they just like the camaraderie of getting out there with fellas and fishing. They ain't out there thinking they're gonna be the best in the world from the back of the boat. Most of them are really cool guys that BS with you all day, have a good time. I've had a lot of fun with co-anglers this last year in the boat. I mean, a whole lot of fun. Just, oh man, crazy. Even went over to regionals over on Pickwick and talked to some guys from Missouri, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy meeting people like that and spending a day on the water with them. Now, with that, on the flip side, I've also had some straight up a-holes in the boat as co-anglers. One example is a fella I drew out in the Bass Southern Opens when I was fishing those. This older fella, he had set in his mind that we need to be fishing a certain way, and it wasn't the way I was fishing. He was just throwing a fit non-stop in the back of the boat, literally all day. I finally turned around and told him, shut the hell up, and if you want to fish the way you want to fish, pay the $1,500 and bring your own damn boat. Otherwise, sit there and shut up. I'm tired of listening to you. Or we can put it on the bank and we can go from there. So, I've had both ends of the spectrum, but the one or two bad ones is nowhere near, the amount of fun I've had with the other co-anglers. I think the circuit should keep the co-anglers. I hate that they've started to get rid of them. I'm glad the BFL still keeping them. One thing that I wish would happen though is if a co-angler or a boater backs out, instead of penalizing the guy that morning at the ramp, like, hey, your co-angler didn't show up, sorry, you can't fish. They need, in my opinion, if they're linked, whoever the link is needs to come out, and then that boater or co-angler switches with the link. Because I link with somebody. I have full faith in the man that I link with, and he does with me. I pay up front for all my tournaments. Uh, and him and I, we linked last year. We linked together this year. We've had absolutely no problems. If anything does come up where he's not going to make it, he lets me know well in advance, and I do the same to him well in advance. Hey, this is what's up, and normally, he'll try to hook me up with another link to make sure I'm covered. If need be, I can hook him up if need be. So, there's that camaraderie you should build with your link. But with that also, I believe, if I show up to fish, my link is in another boat, but my co-angler overslept that morning, then I'm out the tournament. Shouldn't be that way. Should be whoever his link is, got to give up, and I get who's ever in his boat, is my opinion on it. But, that's with a grain of salt. Y'all let me know what your thoughts are on that. But that's my thoughts on the whole co-angler thing. I know it's kind of all over and erratic, but, a lot of different things I want to talk about and get it out there. So tell me what your thoughts are. Is it a good thing, a bad thing of getting rid of the co-anglers? I think it's a bad thing, but to each their own. Each have their own opinion. But tell me what you think in the comments below, and I see you on the water.